Let's relax and unwind with some really easy, loose scribble art. So in my mixed media sketchbook, I'm going to start with water-soluble crayons, really loose grip, and I'm going to scribble on the paper as such. So pretty simple to get started. And it might help you to close your eyes and just let your motions come through, like really feel what's happening on the paper. Don't try too hard here, okay? We are making scribbles on the paper, and truly, I know sometimes I say we're scribbling on the paper and I'm making these loose, flowy patterns, but I hope you can see this is truly letting go of absolutely any pattern, any rhyme or reason here. This is intuitive, this is expressive. With the eyes closed, you can just further let go of the results. You're not necessarily looking at the lines happening in front of you, you're feeling it happen. So I'll often do this particular exercise with 4 or 5 different colors. I often will use red. I like to bring in yellow, and black is also one of my go-to colors. So you can use any colors that you like. When I do this exercise, I'm usually releasing something that's pent up. Maybe it's frustration. Maybe I've been feeling a lack of creativity. Sometimes I let go of sadness in this exercise. And there's just something about the contrast of red and yellow and black with a couple other colors that feels really good. Okay, so this was just a couple minutes of scribbling. Once you've put this on the paper, move your paper around a bit. See it from different angles, different perspectives. Do you notice any shapes? Is there anything coming through on the paper? And I'm sure you've all done this as a kid. I did this in like kindergarten or first grade, where you scribble on a paper and then you try to find objects in the scribbles. If you have a hard time with this, look for a heart. I almost always find a heart, usually multiple hearts, in these exercises. So once you find your first object, so in the scribbles, something shows itself to you. It could be a thing, a shape. It could look like an animal. But color it in, outline it, do something so it really pops, so it stands out. Since these are water-soluble crayons, once I color my shape in, I'll come through with a little bit of water and just blend so that my shape pops a little bit more. This part of the process helps slow you down. So even just for the calming and relaxation effect of having a more intentional, slow coloring practice can be really beneficial once you've done those harsh scribbles. It can also show you what's on your mind. What do you see in the scribbles? There's often symbolism waiting for you, and it's letting the unconscious come through and become conscious. And I really believe that when we are looking for something or feeling a certain way, we get back things that reflect that energy to us. So I turned my paper and I found another shape. Let's see if you can see what I see. Eventually you will. Do you see it yet? That probably helped. So I saw this head of a dog. So that's its ear. And there was a little shape in there I colored in to bring out its eye. I do see animals a lot when I do this exercise. So I want you to practice making your own interpretations, find the meaning in your own work. You can certainly work with someone who helps you identify shapes and do the symbolism interpretations. But I think there's something really powerful in doing this on your own. You know what's going on with you. You know how you feel. For me, this dog is a symbol of comfort. Dogs are loyal companions. I have a brown dog. She is my loyal companion. She often lays at my feet when I'm sketching. When I'm sitting on the floor in meditation, she'll sit up against me. So I came into this practice with some heaviness, some frustration, so it makes sense that something comforting would come through. Okay, I'm going to fill in one more shape I see here. Before I tell you what it is, see if you can see it. And as a clue, I'll remind you I often see animals, hearts and animals. I'd say 9 times out of 10, that's what I end up pulling out in this scribble shape exercise. Okay, so I live in Austin, Texas, and we have these green parrots that live in the city. And I love sitting in my backyard in the morning, and I often will I have this little bird sound identifier, and it often picks up parrots in the morning. Lately, I've been getting a lot of painted buntings. Look up a painted bunting. They're beautiful birds. So here, I'm coloring in a green parrot. That's what I saw. So it's like the side profile. We've got the beak, and then the light green body with the darker green for the wing. This exercise is also great for warming up before you sit down to maybe make more intentional art. And I just love what comes through in this practice. So that is our first scribble exercise. How to feel better, find relief, relax through creative expression. So I hope you enjoy this one. It's a lot of fun, and it's always interesting to see what comes through. Now let's do one more sketchbook scribble exercise together. This time I'm going to use tempera paint sticks, and I'm going to start with black. I'm using my left hand, so I'm right-handed. For this one, I'm going to, just for about 30 seconds, scribble freely with my left hand, my non-dominant hand. So again, we're just letting go of control. It might feel clunky and awkward, and that is a good thing. And then I'll come in with my right hand and color in the shapes. So just like our first exercise, this one, we start with a loose, free-form, almost like unconscious scribbling, where we really do not control the outcome. And then we switch to something more intentional. So I'm slowing down in the coloring process here. You can do any kind of color combination. You can leave a lot of white space. You do not have to fill in every shape. Today, for this one, I wanted my shape completely filled in with bright colors. I wanted to bring in movement and energy, and I even wanted to color outside of the shape with this gold. So doing both of these exercises took me about 15 minutes total. So you could pick one and just do one of these a day as an easy warm-up, as a scribble meditation. Some might even call this scribble therapy. But this really does help me, and it will help you feel better, have more creative confidence, and let go a bit. Enjoy, and as always, thank you for joining me.